Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to A Clash of Kings 3.0. Now, when we left off with Elias, we were a vassal. We became a vassal of Bravos, I believe? Yes, it's been a little bit of time since I've played, so do forgive me if I forget any details. But yes, we became a vassal of Bravos, and we took a castle very, very easily, in fact, because the castle had one of the best archery layouts I've ever seen in recent memory, and this is probably going to be even more hilarious than that, because obviously we have, well, only archers, and this is not actually, oh no, this is actually not going as well as I anticipated. Well, this is going to be a little bit worrying then, isn't it? Because it seems like we're going to lose a couple of archers, unless they decide to be absolute beasts and destroy everything in their path, which seems to actually be happening right now, which I'm actually really surprised about. Okay, well, let's just continue to do some damage here with our glaive. The glaive is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's not the best, but I would say it's pretty decent. We are losing we are losing a couple of archers, but that is to be expected. I mean, they do have infantry, and they are eventually going to get to us because they have shielded infantry as well, which is obviously a big problem for archers, especially in a siege that has this very, very close distance. And oh, there's a stumble. There is a stumble. Of course we are going to have a stumble there. But there it is. That was actually a pretty reasonable and easy victory. But just bear in mind that if they had, you know, I don't know, double the amount of units than they had just now, because they had 51. If they had 102, then I would highly believe that we would have lost many, many more units in the process of the defense there. So that is indeed a problem. That is indeed a very, very big problem. Ah, it seems like we've just gained a non-crude version of the chainmail hawbuck. So that's going to be... oh, that's actually a pretty nice upgrade. So I'm happy with that. There we go. Now, what I've been doing is I've just been waiting here, basically. I've just been waiting here at NECKAXE because, well, I need to wait and see who this is awarded to. Now, obviously, if it's not awarded to me, then I can create my own faction immediately, and then maybe we'll actually have a... oh. And then we will have completed the challenge, so to speak. So I'm pretty happy with that too. Now, what I think we're going to do... I have leveled up as well, by the way, so let's see. What am I going to do here first? I actually don't know. This is very annoying, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm probably just going to go for some more intelligence here, because what I would like to do is get some points in surgery, because believe it or not, we're actually losing people almost 100% of the time, because I don't have any surgery, and I have no companions with surgery. So yeah, we're probably going to have to try and change that at some point, but what I'm going to do here is I'm actually not going to go into the siege this time around. I'm going to just take him on the fields of battle, because I have a feeling that this is probably going to be easier for us. Is it? I don't even know. Okay, let's hold fire. Oh, they're actually killing things. They're actually killing things. I don't know whether we should hold fire then, because if they're killing things, then I think that's pretty reasonable to assume that we should just continue firing at them, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea. I think we're gonna just continue firing at will, to be honest. Let's see if they're able to do something here. I'm going to tell them to go into ranks as well as going a little bit closer to each other. Thank you very much. And I'm going to tell them to actually move back a little bit, because we might have some trouble being this close. Maybe. It seems like they mostly have peasants? What's going on here? Why do they have mostly peasants? Well, that's a little bit weird. Oh no, here we go. Here's the most brutal of enemies, the axe guards and things like that. Okay, we've got to be careful here. Oh no. Okay, come on. Yes. He's a bit too fast. He's a bit too fast for my liking. Okay, yep, there we go. I should have taken them elsewhere, shouldn't I? I should have taken them somewhere else, different direction or something like that. That would have been really good for me to do that, but it's okay. It's absolutely fine. We did lose a couple of Carhold longbowmen, but that is to be expected. And there's surgery coming in handy, I think. Did surgery actually help us out there a little bit? I think it did. Somewhat. Oh, wow. We're actually losing a lot of units here. What? How are we losing so many units? That is amazing. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's just because they are archers against infantry, but for the most part, I would have assumed that many of the archers that actually had arrows and had range against the enemies would have been helping and assisting the people that were being attacked in melee by them. So that's why I was a little bit surprised by that, and obviously we don't have any infantry. It might be a nice idea if we actually get some infantry, just so that we can have our archer army composed completely away from the actual battle. So we can have all these longbowmen and things on the hill behind them, and then we'll have some spearmen or something like that to protect us against cavalry or whatever the case may be. Now, we lost 8. That's pretty harsh. That is really, really harsh. I find it's a little bit weird sometimes. Some mods, and in general, Warband, mostly, is a little bit weird when it comes to dealing with casualties. And I know that many of you in the past have said that it is completely random, and yeah, I might concur on that for the most part, but it always seems to be the highest level units that get killed. But obviously, right now we are only having high level units technically, so yeah, there's always going to be a high-level unit that gets killed at some point. Oh, there's some Bravos vassals helping us out there. That's very nice. And we have now seemingly made peace with Volantis, which is relatively nice. And there goes some more vassals there. Oh, it's nice to see that they actually have a little bit of a presence here as well. Oh, my. Oh, dear. Okay, so I'm not saying oh, dear about the fact that we're getting Ixacaria. I'm saying oh dear about the fact that there is a Lorathi vassal, and by vassal I mean the liege himself. Very, very, yes, there he is. Oh, okay. So we do have a couple of... That's not enough. That is not enough. I'm hoping that because Lorath mostly has, well, shall we say, non-shielded units, that we might have a chance at actually defending, but as you've seen, most of the Bravosi vassals that we currently have with us are recuperating themselves from obviously having battled their way over here, and hopefully have also maybe expanded a couple of territories for us. But oh wow, look at that. Did you see that? Okay, so a message a while ago that I didn't comment on at the time, but the Dragonstone faction has been eliminated, and the Westerlands has also been eliminated. What's going on there? I was just about to actually go and check, but unfortunately I was unable to in time. So let's see what happens here. Now, obviously these guys, I don't think they have shields, so our Raventree archers are going to be absolutely savaging them, and hopefully they're going to massacre them very, very quickly, so they will not be able to get even close to us. But obviously they have an overwhelming force, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But as you can see, these Velugemen and things like that, they're obviously dealing a lot of damage. They do deal a lot of damage. Look at them. Oh, wow, they're actually pretty impressive. Maybe I can kill a couple. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not, apparently. Okay, so, yeah. This is not good. You know what I should have done? I should have literally just run away from this particular siege. Maybe I can still do that. I can actually still do that. I can still do that. I think I'm going to do that before we lose too many of our archers here. As you can see, I was starting to lose Raventree archers at the end there. And, yeah, I'm just gonna go away. I can manage this, but it's absolutely pointless. I would have loved to have started to recruit as well, because we can actually do that here, and that would enable us to get some nice Bravosi units. But unfortunately, yeah, who is this guy? Who is this fellow? I don't know who he is, but unfortunately he has decided to intervene a little bit too early for my liking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to Raventree Hall, and I'm going to, well, bounce between Carhold and Raventree Hall, try and get our archers back up to full strength, and then we're going to try and take maybe Grey Cliffs or something along those lines, and then hopefully the Liege of Bravos will be like, oh no, I cannot possibly give this to you, and then we can create our own faction, and then the challenge will be complete. Just a quick note to say that I have returned to Fairmarket, and I'm now selling a bunch of our loot that we gained from the war in Essos, and this is actually pretty nice. Look at that, 3,159, and that is basically bankrupting the weapons merchant here, but that's fine because then we'll be able to afford another enterprise. Alright, so I have spent a little bit of time, not actually that much, I think maybe a couple of days, 3-4 days or something, and I've been recruiting basically only Raventree archers and Carhold longbowmen in that time. Now, hilariously enough, you would have expected the Liege of Lorath to have taken Ixateria, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Ixateria? I keep forgetting what the name is, but anyway, point is, our thief, he left. He actually left it. And it is no longer under siege, apart from by this guy. And this guy is a Novoshi vassal with 97 units, and I'm deciding to attack him. So we have 75 again, out of 101, actually, because when I was awarded the castle, obviously that made a difference to our, company size. So that's actually really, really nice. And I am thinking that if we are able to have a critical mass of these Raventree archers and these Carhold longbowmen, that we might eventually be able to have almost an unstoppable army that no one, with the exception of maybe the Dothraki and maybe some of the, maybe some of the factions that focus more on cavalry and focus more on, being relatively heavy infantry focused, they're going to be pretty difficult to deal with, but everyone else is just going to fall before us, and that's something that I'm very pleased about, for sure. So, come on, Jeff, let's do this. Where are you? I don't know which one of you is Jeff. Well, whoever dies first, that's Jeff, okay? So, don't die. Are you Jeff? Is he Jeff? Do you think so? I have no idea, but what I do know is that we should probably tell our people to fire at will, because yeah, these guys are getting a little bit closer, and I would prefer to, I'd prefer to actually just slaughter them where they stand. So, there is actually such a thing known as volley fire, and I think that might be quite nice to use, so let's do it. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, now that's damaging. Is it damaging? I have no idea, but it does reduce their fire rate a little bit, but as you can see, look at that. Whoa. It's so nice to see the contrast of the sort of darker arrows against the lighter skies, because you just see just this absolute dark cloud of arrows just walking? Yes, walking. Yes, warping through the air toward them. And I mean, look at that. It's just absolutely insane. Obviously, this is going to make them use many more arrows than they otherwise would, because, in general, the enemies are going to absorb basically the same kind of arrows. Well, more, that's the thing. They're going to absorb more arrows this way, because their shields are probably going to get destroyed, and then it's just going to be, pretty terrible. So, let's tell them to now hold fire once again. There we go. Very nice. Wow, that actually worked remarkably well. Remarkably. So, let's make our archers move a little bit down here. Yep, take that. Take my thrust, Novoshi axemen. Yes. There we go. And now we only have, how many left? 20, and we've lost 0. Isn't that amazing? Yes, that's exactly what you get when there is a hill and an absolutely clear battlefield with no mountains, no hills, no cavalry against us, and absolute slaughter. That is what you get. So, let's have a look. Are these guys actually coming towards us? Where are they? I mean, they should be right in front of me. Yeah, there they are. Hello. Okay, are you... Oh. Are you running away from Elias? Are you seriously running away from Elias? I don't think that's a good idea, because he's terrible in combat. So, you might just want to, come over here and prove your mettle in combat against him, because he's... Oh. Did you see that? He has an axe in his face. Well, technically it's not in his face. It's actually, technically, if you want to, talk about it in game terms, it's technically become lodged in the top of his torso, but did not get registered in the hitbox of his head. So it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit weird because it's kind of in his ear, I suppose you could say. It's kind of in his ear. So anyway, let's fire at will. Yes, this is actually quite amusing because this is basically a firing squad, isn't it? I mean, it basically is, isn't it? I mean, look at them. They literally have no chance whatsoever. And I guess I don't blame them, because there's nothing they can do. I would not be able to do anything against this overwhelming force either, but there it is. 0. Absolute nil casualties. So, pretty happy with that. 9 renown, 12 morale, and he managed to escape, which is always a shame. And I guess I'm going to be sticking around and seeing what kind of units I can gain from the, well, shall we say self-recruiting, auto-recruiting system at NECKAXE. Ah, it seems like we have another fellow that is attempting to, well, capture this. He is from Cohor. Now, the amazing thing about Cohor now is that they have no more guardsmen, because if you recall in the previous version, if you've seen my previous series, I hope you have, because that was a really, really good one. Anyway, point is, they used to have a unit called guardsmen, and now they no longer do, so I am actually very happy to... Well, that's the thing, I'm actually not happy to see that, because I personally feel like that was one of the better units in the game, but obviously they were kind of overpowered slightly. So I'm just going to wait here for some time. I don't really want to do it in a siege. I actually do want to attack them on the fields of battle, but I don't want to attack at night. Oh, apparently they didn't want to attack in the daytime, so they just left. Well, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, hopefully we're going to start getting a couple of units in the garrison here, but I think for now, I'm going to be ending this episode off here. Next time, hopefully NECKAXE is going to be a little bit better defended, because I don't really want to lose it, because I did actually just gain about 2,000 profit into our treasury from the castle being ours. And that makes things a whole lot easier. So we have about 2,000 in the treasury now, on top of the fact that we have 7,500 here. I do need to buy some more food, so that is something that I'll definitely have to take care of. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.